there's somebody out there that's watching this that idolizes that lifestyle, what would you say is the most taxing side of it?
Get out the game right now, young man. I'm gonna tell you why. It's a thing called human trafficking. Human trafficking is real. I'm gonna tell you what human trafficking is. If you take a bitch to the strip club and you take no money, that's human trafficking. If you mess with an underage woman, that's human trafficking. If you get a woman from another pimp and he turned her out and you just so happen to get chose by her with your mouth closed, that's human trafficking. If you do anything with a female, you understand me, that got something to do with some money, that's human trafficking, and it's the hardest case in the world to beat, and they ain't got no love for a pimp in the jail. They treat pimps worse than they treat murderers. So you understand me, if you think that it's something cool to do, I denounce pimps up, hold down. I denounce American Pimp because I think it sent a lot of young men to jail. And the reason why I denounce it is, can you benefit from it? No, I didn't benefit from that shit.
This hot for trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rapper.
All right, we back. My expert opinion, the greatest show in the world. Hit that like, hit that share, let everybody know you in here. It don't cost you no paper unless you's a mother. Hey. And don't be one of those. It's free. Hit the button. It's free. Right? Got murder in the building.
That's right. Get well to my man Mac.
Yes, get well to Mac.
Get well.
What happened to Mac?
Get well, Mac, my brother. Congratulations to my little nephew. He just graduated today. That's why I got here late. Congratulations, Kyrie. We here though. Dope. I know there's a couple other graduations in the room, right? All right, today, you look around the room. We got mad people in here. I got my man Mike Fresh.
Bow.
Bounce When She Walk. Go check that record out.
Bow.
Fire.
You know what I'm saying? Play that at the barbecue. Play that at the clubs, all that.
Yes,
check
sir.
it out. I got my man Michi, because I don't want to call him ugly.
That
Ugly Money TV. You know what I'm saying? And I got James, because I had to write it down. Hold on. James CB Gray, CEO of the Hip Hop Fraternity. I definitely want to find out what that's all about. And we have a legend in the building, the author of The 48 Laws of the Game and the Art of Human Chess.
Yes, sir.
You've seen this man a million times around all the biggest stars. Pimpin is in the building. Yeah. Now, you got a lot of credits on people's albums.
Right.
And at first, you know, when I used to see you around, I'm like, yo, that's Pimpin, yada. You know, I saw you in a couple other documentaries, and I was like, oh, I know why he there. You know, yo, can't hit up Shorty, you know, have a come through. But there's more to it than that.
Absolutely.
All right, so how did you even get involved in hip hop?
Well, you know, I did this project called Pimps Up, Hoes Down,
Mm-hmm.
and it was seen by 1 billion people. So it was crazy, Math, because I went to a Tyson fight, right? This was in 97. The movie came out in 97, the documentary. So I went to the fight. Everybody rushed me like I was a superstar. Now, you know, I'm from the hood. I'm from the east side of Milwaukee. You know what I mean?
Right.
Gangster town. We call it Milwaukee for a reason,
Right.
right? So I'm on the gangster. You know, that's where I'm from. Like, did 10 years in the penitentiary. I'm crazy like that. You know?
Right.
So I'm not with all this. Hey man, I don't know.
It was uncomfortable.
You know what I'm saying? You know.
Yeah.
But then, you know, all the E40 was there. All the celebrities. They was, hey man, I love the show. I'd like to get you on the album and stuff like that. And so, you know how people give you numbers and stuff like that. I said, these dudes ain't gonna call. So my little homie, Baby Drew, and Cuckoo Cow, remember, In My Project?
Yeah, In My
So
Project.
they were the first ones that really, you know, say, hey man, kid, come on, get on the album, because they was feeling what everybody else was feeling too. So I did this movie called Pimpology, which was the sequel to Pimps Up, Hold Down. And in the movie, I said, anybody want an intro or outro, I'm your man, Pimpin. So I just kind of spoke it into existence. You know what I'm saying? Man, people got to calling me like crazy, man. You know, what first real money I got was from Tim and Terrell. So I'm in Milwaukee. They doing a concert with Jay-Z and Cash Money. That's when Jay-Z first came out. We at the Atrium in Atlanta, Georgia.
Right.
So they said, man, we want to get you, you know, on the album. And they had a dude, they had a group called TIP. But they was also some D-boys. They the biggest D-boys in the country at the time because they actually got indicted, and, you know, during the midst of all this. And, but they was working with Cash Money, so they gave me 30 bands to ride with Cash Money and to, you know, to hang out with them and do this thing with them and do this song for a dude y'all might know now is Young Buck, because Young Buck was the first member of TIP.
Oh wow.
He wasn't a part of it.
It was a Juvenile.
But he was hanging out because dude done made the connection. He got to hanging out with Juvenile, and that's how Young Buck got put on. But Young Buck was always my little homie. If you go look at my movie Girl Street Executive Suite, you see Young Buck like, man, Pimpin'. So, you know, we got cool with all them. And that was the first time some real money came through. Them little homies gave me 30 bands, you know what I'm saying? Then that sent a light bulb in my head. So next thing you know, I just started hanging out in Atlanta where all the celebrities was, because I went to a Freaknik and I seen Too Short and Outkast, and they wasn't, they had no security. I said, what's up? I said, why these brothers ain't got no security? I said, they walk around like that? Then they said, everybody walk around. This is Black Hollywood. So that light bulb, I just went down there and got my hustle on. Next thing you know, Too Short had me on the album. My man, Mac 10, Lil Jon, Jermaine Dupri. He was the first big album of Major. Remember him and Jay-Z had this song, Money Ain't No Thing? Yeah. It was around that time when he was really popping. He got me on a song called, man, that's crazy. It's called Money, Hoes, and Power. Me and UGK. Right. Wow. Pimp C and Bum B. So that's how I got cool with them. Dope. So Pimp C, you know, they all like, oh, he on the album with us, you know, Pimp King on the album with us. And then next thing you know, the whole shit like, man, everybody in the industry started calling 50 Call. I did a mixtape with 50 called Sabrina Baby's Boy. He hit me in the PIMP video. I mean, Nelly called, you know, Nelly did the movie with me, Ghetto Street, Executive Suite. Then Puffy called me. I mean, Puffy called me Loon, and I got cool. Then me and Loon did the song. So we did the song, then Puffy called me, and that's how I kind of got hip to the publishing game. Because Puffy like, who's your publishing company? So I was embarrassed because I didn't know. You ain't know. You like, I'm like, man, let me hear I'm gonna call you back. so right. I just made up that. I said, Kid Ivy Publishing. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, that's what I knew was some money in the game. So I'll always get Puffy credit for giving me the game on the publishing. Then I started going back. I hired a forensic accountant, and I started doing due diligence. And I found out that in publishing, they got what you got called the black box or copyright control. So whenever you don't claim your publishing, that money goes into that box or into that copyright control. But the labels can't take it because that's called the RICO. That's called organized crime. So they have to put the money in this box. And if 2 or 3 more people conspire to take your money, that's actually a case for the record label. So the record labels put this in their box, and that's why Michael Jackson was so Michael Jackson was so successful, because you know they draw interest off this money as well. You know, so a lot of record labels, like if you go and me and you do a song and I forget to do the split sheet and you walk out, well, they gonna still go with the record, but the money ain't gonna go to you. It's not gonna go to your publisher if it's not, the song not registered to you. So yes, I learned how to do this. Yeah, so I just started, I learned the game, man. I started doing the split sheets, and I started, you know, like I go up to them and do, hey man, let me get on your album, right? They don't know I'm trying to get on for the publishing, right? So everybody was like, let me get on the album, but I was actually accumulating money that I'm actually surviving off today. Wow. Now I'm still eating off of records I did 20 years ago. So that was how I kind of got the game. You know, Puffy kind of, you know, just saying some shit that I'm, you know, the street now, what the fuck this nigga talking about some publishing, you know what I'm saying? Right. So, you know, my antennas just clicked in, and that's how I kind of got in the game. And I'm always giving Puffy credit for that. You know what I'm saying? Like I always say, man, you know, I don't have no disrespect to say about no man. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people, you know, kind of down in Puffy right now, but all my experience with the dude, man, I ain't never been in no room. They ain't never did nothing of that crazy stuff to me. My experience has always been business. He got in my movie Ghetto Streets Is X Street. He did it for free. This dude was he was worth $500 million at this time. He did that for me for free. You know what I'm saying? Man came to my basketball game for free. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I got a street relationship. Then Loon was a street nigga too. So you understand me? Loon was on some straight crazy shit. Y'all know Loon. Y'all from y'all from Hollywood. Y'all know how Loon get down. Yeah. So you know these relationships I had, all the relationships I had with these niggas was some street shit. You know what I'm saying? And them niggas, you know, they knew. You know what I'm saying? I'm from the East Side. Like I said, you know, all my niggas are East Side gangsters. I'm not an East Side gangster, but my brother run that shit. You know what I'm saying? All the niggas in Chicago, the gangsters. My cousin is Larry Hoover, right-hand man, Ike Taylor. That's my cousin. So, you know what I'm saying? I got a relationship with these niggas on some street shit. I don't, you know, know nothing about that other shit they talking about. You know what I'm saying? I don't deal with that shit.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
all that extra shit.
You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? I'm always gonna give Puffy credit for giving me the game on that you gotta have publishing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Have you reached out to him during all this shit?
Nah, you know, me and Puffy ain't really cool like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's like, you know, it was always, he was a fan. It's like, he was excited. You know, he wanted me to come to his party. He was excited to meet me. Like, you know, a lot of niggas be excited to meet me because I'm a real street nigga. I really was Pimp of the Year. I really was International Pimp of the Year. I really, you know what I'm saying, had hoes. I really pimped in New York and California and all the tracks around the country. And niggas know me and they little homies, they big homies like, yeah, that nigga is official like a referee whistle. That's that nigga, you know what I'm saying? So they be happy to meet a real nigga that actually do what, you know, he really do. Niggas rap about shit or talk about shit, they never did it. But I'm actually in the game and in the streets. So a lot of them niggas just be happy because they rap about your lifestyle. You know how it is, man. They always rap about you. So, you know, I'm one of the original niggas and, you know, their homies, of course, you know, in New York, like, yeah, you know, like Jap, you know, he's a big time pimp out of New York, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, that's my nigga. I fuck with him. We was on the track together. My nigga Supreme. Yeah, I was on the track with this nigga. You know what I'm saying? So, they, you know, that's how the niggas kind of know me. And then I did the song on Loom album, so I popped so much ism on there that, you know, Puffy's like, who the fuck is this nigga? This shit cold. Because it was cold, man. Because I knew Puffy was going to listen to it. You know what I'm saying? I said, Puffy going to listen to this shit. I might be able to get another bag. You know what I'm saying? And Puffy did another slick shit, though. And Loom would back this up. He said, yeah, well, man, since y'all, you know, you doing the song with Loom, I'm going to have Loom come down to your birthday party in Milwaukee. You know what I'm saying? My man Dave Gonzalez over there, he was there to verify it. It came for free. You know what I'm saying? It came for free, man. Wow. Had a ball, man, and that motherfucker was packed. The fire marshals came. So, you know what I mean? Like I said, that's my experience, you know, with the publishing game. You know what I'm saying? That's how I first kind of got, you know, peeped the game, you know, because I'm a player. I'm like, these niggas asking me about some publishing. What the fuck these niggas talking about? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, there gotta be some money in this shit, right? I'm like, oh, okay.
I'm up with the hoes, not the bros, nigga.
Hey, man, I'm telling you, man, that's my new whole publishing, man. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, man, you know, years later, this shit turned out right, man. You know, every quarter, you know what I'm saying, they blessed me.
So up until that point where Puff asked you about the publishing, did you go back to the other artists like, yeah, run me my cash, nigga?
No, you don't do it like that. I just had my lawyer to go, and the money isn't, they can't take the money, math, it's called copyright control. Right. So you get what they call a forensic account. A forensic account, like how they do forensics on murder cases, where they do forensics on money. Right. And they go and they check all your money, look through all, they turn everything over. And then, you know, that's how I kind of got up on it. And then from there, you know what I'm saying, I just started, you know, registering and making sure that anytime I do a song, I get, you know, the name of the song, I get the people involved, and I send it, you know, through my publishers, you know, through my performance rights organizations. You know what I'm saying? And then that's how I get. Then I started studying it too. I said, damn, publishing's good 89 years after you dead. Then I started studying Michael Jackson. I said, Michael Jackson owned the Beatles. And then when he died, you know, Janet Jackson, they sold it for $1 billion. You know what I'm saying? So publishing is extremely relevant. And I see why Sony Records was mad at Michael Jackson, because he owned half of Sony, because that's how much publishing Paul McCartney had. He gave him a heap of publishing, you know what I'm saying? So he was able to leverage that. And people say, man, Michael Jackson lived in $1 million house. Yeah, he lived in $1 million house, $1,000 house a month. You know what I'm saying? Because he was able to extrapolate that from his publishing checks. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of times people don't take into consideration, but a lot of times, man, it's very important to make sure that you sign your publishing. And then another thing too, if somebody in the booth with you, I know it's a lot of young people, don't let nobody say, hey man, put that beat right there, or hey man, do that. So they part of that publishing as well. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I just learned the whole game, man. And, you know, I learned about Whitney Houston, you know, where they really got me when I was studying. It said Whitney Houston did a song called The Bodyguard. Remember, I Would Always Love You? Yeah. But then I found out that Dolly Parton was the one that was receiving the money. Right. So that's when I really kind of got on my game, and I just started getting on everybody out. People didn't know what I was doing. They said, "Kid, on about $1 million out." I said, "Okay, y'all gonna find out later." Hey, all their life, all they ever see me drive is Rolls Royces and buy cars. I just bought me a 41 millimeter the other day. I paid $42,000 for it, you know, just off of publishing. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I'm still, you know, got the big body outside the 560, you know, off of publishing. So, you know, a lot of times, you know, people don't understand, you know, And the best example I can give, I know you want to talk about something else, but the best example I give is my main man, Sir Mix-a-Lot. You know, he's the #1 person who receives residuals on publishing in the game off of that song. I like big butts. He did that, man.
It's in so many movies.
Yeah, man. And when you go overseas, I'm gonna give you some more game, man. You know what I'm saying? That a lot of brothers don't know. The reason why these record labels want your publishing so bad, this is the reason why they want it so bad, is because they take your music and they take it over there to China and to Singapore and to the Philippines and they turn it to techno. And you don't hear your music, but up under that techno is publishing. You know what I'm saying? Me and Pimp C did a song called Two Type of Bitches, right? A movie company called me and said, look, we can't put this movie out without you because you're on the song. So they had to pay me a decent check to be able to sign over on that song. So, you know, a lot of times, you know, brothers don't understand, you know, you can get publishing from TV, jukeboxes, concerts, you know, in this barbershop, they're playing your music, get published. So it's a lot of ways to collect the money. You know what I'm saying? The international publishing, that's a whole nother performance right organization that you have to sign with. That's
it gets sticky because then there's companies outside of the U.S. who will try to claim your publishing if your record is moving out there and you don't.
Or the record label take your music out there and they pay the DJs to play it. And then it becomes a hit over in Singapore or over in Guam. Right. And now you get maximum BDSs in rotation over there and it's getting the same amount of money that you would get over here. And now they even came up with something new and a lot of artists got to understand this. They got the blockchain now. So what they're doing is a lot of record labels is they buying the publishing and put it on blockchain. So on the blockchain, what it does is the blockchain, it's called the Genesis. Like my fist would be the first Genesis. Then we go around all these fists, connect them together. That's called the blockchain. And then, you know, how you receive money is through cryptology, which is cryptocurrency. So that cryptocurrency, just imagine if you did a song with, say, Universal Records today, or maybe I say 5 or 10 years ago, if you did a song with them, you get about $45,000 for that song, right? Because, you know what I'm saying, that's what your publishing and after, you know, production and all the different ways they charge. You know how the record label pimp, right? So after you get that pimping, you get $45,000. But if you do it on the blockchain, you can say 50 cents. So 50 cents, you sell 1 million records, they give you $500,000 on the blockchain. And then you hear all these, they always say, man, rap is the biggest genre of music. Of course it's the biggest genre, but they don't tell you that a lot of these country westerns, a lot of these rock organizations is on the blockchain. So they making heaps of money, you know, doing less music, sell less music than you, but they get more of a premium because they understand what the blockchain is. And a lot of these people, see, America got what you call the fiat. The fiat is the dollar, right? You know what I'm saying? The money we got in our pocket, that's called the fiat. Right. So if you take $1 over to Nigeria, right, you get maybe for $100, you get 10,000 Nigerian dollars, and vice versa, state to state, Singapore, you know, I mean Senegal, so on and so forth. So what that means is the money doesn't have the value in Nigeria that it has in the United States. But if you do cryptocurrency, it's the same, and it's decentralized. Right. The money in the United States is centralized, so they control it through the fiat. And then they can take it and, you know, then they say they got gold to back it, they ain't got gold to back it, but everybody that's getting money is getting it from cryptocurrency. And you can also mint your own coin. So that's where a lot of, you know, artists, you know, that you don't see hardly anymore, that's where they at. They over on the
cryptocurrency isn't taxable, correct?
Yeah, huh?
It's not taxable, correct?
Well, you know, I mean, they're going to figure out how to tax it, but, you know,
but as of right now,
it's basically they give you 2 keys. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you can hide it. And as long as you don't, nobody don't know where their key at, you know, where your key at, you know what I mean? It's like a virtual key. You know what I'm saying? I mean, like if you lose, say for instance, if I had $1 million in cryptocurrency and I lose my key and I don't put it on a ledger, I don't put the information, the key could be numbers. You don't put that on a ledger, you lose $1 million. So that's the only backdrop to cryptocurrency, you know what I'm saying? I mean, so I fuck with it, you know, I invest in it, but, you know, I make sure, you know, that I keep my ledger, you know, my main information in the vault, in the safe deposit box.
Oh, dope. So is this what you're doing now? You're putting artists on to like, yo, you need to do it this way.
Yeah, that's what the Hip Hop Fraternity is. We basically a think tank. So that means everybody got to think. If you want to be a part of the Hip Hop Fraternity, you know, because the Prophet Honorable Noble Drew Ali once said, if I can get my people to think, they'll save themselves. And, you know, I've been following Noble Drew Ali since 1976. I'm a Moorish American. You know what I'm saying? So I believe that brother, you know, he kind of got me in the kind of mindset of take finance to uplift the nation. So yes, we want to teach our young people about finance, because that's what I was taught as a young boy coming into the Moore Science Temple, is that you must, you know, you can't use the restroom without toilet paper, you can't brush your teeth without toothpaste. So it takes finance to uplift the nation. But in teaching finance, you also got to teach financial literacy. So you got to teach them how to slave, save, and trade, you know, and invest, you know, and that's what we teach them. And we teach them like, hey, look, you know, you might want to be independent. You know, if you want to be a label, you might want to be independent. I tell them about, you know, the label will give you a 50% production deal and give you 15% royalties with no escalation clause, de-escalation clause, or escalation clause, which puts you in the rear, because the 15%, how many records did you have to sell at 15% to recoup, you know, a 50% production deal? Production, ladies and gentlemen, in case y'all don't know, that's the video.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When you see people shooting $1 million video, you owe $500,000. So how many records you have to sell to get that?
I don't think people understand that at 15% is also what you have to pay back, whatever money they invest.
Yeah, it's recoupable. Like, you know, I'm a literary agent, right? So I just signed Boosie to a book deal, and I signed Ice-T to a book deal. So, you know, of course, you know, they want to know what's the difference. So I had to let Boosie and Ice-T know. I said, look, if you do a record deal, you're dealing with Chase Manhattan. You know what I'm saying? You deal with a book deal, you deal with MGM. So what does that mean? Like, the money that I get them from, you know, with Simon & Schuster, like, you know, that's right here down the street, you know. Right. The deals that I did with Simon & Schuster, they don't have to recoup that money. Of course they need to recoup it, but if they don't recoup it, then you walk away clear, because they're taking a gamble, like MGM. Right. But if you deal with Chase, which is Sony Records, Universal Records, then they're going to charge you 1,000,000% interest on that album, and you're going to be spending the rest of your life trying to recoup. So, you know what I mean? That's one of the things that we teach at the Hip Hop Fraternity. Like, look, man, you know, wake up. You know, Ice-T is one of my advisors. You know, we got Young Boff, we got a lot of celebrity, even my man, the real Rick Ross, he's a director of books. So, you know, basically, you know, at the Hip Hop Fraternity, you know, we let them know that hip hop is the second largest genre, is the second largest export of American export. It's the #1 genre. It's a $1 trillion industry. You know, out of all of the entities within our community, the African American community, is only hip hop that created 5 billionaires. There's nothing within our sphere as African Americans that we could say that created billionaires. Jay-Z, Puffy, Kanye, y'all know the rest, right. Dr. Dre. You know what I'm saying? And then the untold amount of millionaires. You know, so this is our culture. You know, I always say, look, man, y'all from Hollywood, y'all gonna know what I'm about to say, right? You know, first, you know, we had our Jewish brothers. They came through. They had the delis, they had the real estate, they had the jury. You know what I'm saying? They did well for themselves. And African Americans love deli. We love real estate. We love, you know, jewelry. Right. We love renting houses and stuff, right? We don't purchase. We don't own no property. Then, you know, the Chinaman came. He gave us stir-fried rice, the sister's hair, gave them nails, and so on and so forth. You know, and they did well for themselves. Hey, what they call it, egg rolls and everything, right? And then, you know, the Arabs came. You know, they did gas stations, grocery stores, you know, and did well for themselves. Okay, now here come the Indians. You know, they got gas stations, hotel, you know, grocery stores, the same thing. But God gave us hip hop. Come on, He gave the Mexicans tacos. He gave he gave them strong jaws too. He gave the Chinaman egg rolls. He gave the Italian spaghetti. He gave the Jews culture. He gave us hip hop. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we got to understand. This is our culture. Started here. You know, Sylvia Robinson. You know, Big Bank Hank, way back. You know, in the Bronx years ago. You know what I'm saying? And then you know, it's been grown into a multi-billion-dollar culture, and we curate. So in our saying, and I'm gonna let James speak on it, says our culture, our call. So we believe as the HHF, which is this diamond chain on my thing, we believe that we control the culture, that this is ours as well as tacos and everything belong to the Mexicans, that as well as jewelry belong to the Jews, as well as any other thing. Egg rolls belong to the Chinaman. You know, this is our culture, our call, but it's diversified. So we understand that we only represent 13% of the population. If you take women, old men, women, and children out, we talk about a 6% population where we actually curate the culture. But we understand that it's a lot of diversity in it, because if it is the #1 genre, if it is making billions of dollars in music, that means that other cultures have, I think, what's the brother Steve Stout called it the Canon of America. You know, so we offer other entities in other communities, but at the Hip Hop Fraternity, we just want to let them know that, you know, we got our own HHF magazine, we got our own HHF record label, we got our own HHF management team, HHF radio, we got HHF awards, we have our own award show, we got HHF clothing. You know, we believe that we don't just say, like Dr. Clyde Anderson said, we don't just say independent, we show that we independent. We show that we own everything HHF. All roads lead to HHF, period.
What does that mean? HSI?
Hip Hop Fraternity.
Hip Hop Fraternity.
Hip Hop Fraternity. I'm gonna let my CEO speak a little bit on that.
James C.B. Gray, CEO of the Hip Hop Fraternity. I'd like to thank Ken Ivey for appointing me in this position. He was the brainchild of this organization, and I'm just happy to be here. But I'm very hands-on with this process, with the level of understanding of what we are, who we are, and how we're moving. Like he said, we are a think tank. Actually, 90% of Black organizations don't have a think tank. 90% of whites do. You see what I'm saying? I remember when I was younger, they used to pay us $50 to answer a bunch of questions. And I thought I was getting over by, you know, getting $50. What I realized later on was they was making over $2,000-$3,000 based on information that I was giving them about their product.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That's when I started understanding the importance of a think tank. And, you know, like you said, thinking, you know, is just as fundamental as reading. You know, even with the gun violence aspect of what we deal with, we challenge the young brothers to think. Are you ready to do 25 years in prison? If not, okay, then you need to change the way that you're thinking about how you're moving.
Right.
So even with the music side of things, you know, we are encouraging artists. We are one of the only, if not the only, hip hop organization in the United States that's actively teaching hip hop artists about publishing, royalties, contracts, and distribution.
Right.
So, you know, if you look at it from the right angle, for the last 50 years, which we just celebrated, we've also celebrated the fact that we've been ripped off, you know, almost entirely for that 50 years as well.
Yeah.
You know, nobody wants to look at it like that, but if we want to move forward and keep it real with ourselves, then we have to take some accountability, but also start taking action and making things better for ourselves. So we have a curriculum.
Who would you say did the ripping?
Say it again?
Who would you say did the ripping?
Well, you know, powers that be, you know, but even worse than that is we've had so much time in between that to acknowledge what's going on, to the point where now some of us have been involved with it just as bad.
Right.
You said we can't talk about them until we talk about us too.
Right.
So instead of trying to bring everybody down, let's try to start bringing everybody up.
Right.
By having a better understanding of how to rectify the situation.
Right.
You know, and Brother Ken, man, has instituted and implemented some real fundamental changes that we have in our curriculum at the Hip Hop Fraternity. And I want to encourage everyone to go to our website, hhfmedia.com. Sign up, become a member. Once you become a member, then you have access to a whole other side of the website that shows the curriculum that we're talking about.
Right.
You know, that really educates you on everything that could help you on the business side. You know, there's so much that we don't know, but guess what? When people throw a bunch of money in front of you or show you a contract, first of all, you don't sign no contract ever until your lawyer says that this is official. It's something going to work in your favor.
Right.
You know, your manager or the lawyer tells the manager.
But that's kind of tough too, because I've heard of situations where the lawyer will get a PC off of whatever's going down.
Yeah, yeah.
And if that lawyer says, okay, you're gonna get ripped off, but I'm gonna make $250,000 off of telling you to sign. Some lawyers will push you in that direction.
That's true. Yeah.
How do you get around that?
Yeah, well, so I'm glad you brought that up, my brother. We have lawyers within our orbit, into our ecosystem, right? So I have over 36 executives. I have over 36 chapters around the nation. Like them brothers from Kentucky, he's from Milwaukee, he's from San Antonio, he's from Louisiana, he's from New York. So we got chapters all over. I got 36 chapters. I got over 100 executives that consist of lawyers, accountants. We got people with MBAs, PhDs. We got school teachers and everything, because I knew that, you know, me being a street dude, I had to bring the intelligentials in on. Like this brother here, he's not even in the street. But, you know, I was able to get this brother, you know, to see my vision. I said, look, Brother James, you know, what you got going on with Al Sharpton and Barack Obama and all these people you deal with on the political level, I said, that's going to be perfect if I can go and deal with brothers like MATHHOFFA and people in the streets, you know, the hood. You know, we can bring the hood and the intelligentias together, then that's the new civil rights movement for black folks. You know what I'm saying? The problem with the civil rights movement is they never had the pimps and the hoes and the hustlers connected. You know what I'm saying? Nation of Islam did. Malcolm was a pimp. Malcolm was a hustler. You know, so a lot of people, they was able to bring that together. But you know, most of our people love Christianity. They love Jesus. They love Jesus. You know, they came over here on a good ship called Jesus. So we understand that. But the way we bring everybody together is we got to have the intelligent brothers, because he can do things like, we got a sister named Kentrice. She our COO, right? She put together a pitch deck. I can't do that. You know what I'm saying? I can't talk to, you know, we just sent our youngest member, which is a guy named King Moore. Y'all can look him up. We just sent him to the White House Monday in honor of Hip Hop Fraternity, with our sister Hernandez Castleberry. She's actually on the Biden administration, but she's actually on our team as well. You know, so that's one of the reasons that, you know, we try to bring everybody together. We want to have, you know, the lawyers, you know, on deck. We want to have the accountants on deck. We'll have all these people on deck. So with Mike Fresh, who is our #1 artist at the Hip Hop Fraternity, he's got 16 billion streams. He got 2 of the biggest hits in the history of the United States. Huh?
He's 20 now.
20 billion. It was 20 billion. So
20 billion.
So
20 billion, get it right.
So
20 billion.
So math is 20 billion, right? But see now, you know, when he go do business, I got a lawyer. I can sit there with him. You know, when you know he needs some intellectual work done, you know, I can send James to put together a PAC, political action committee. So we got politics. You know, Congress Jamal took one of our initiatives up to the Congress. So you know, I got a lot of politicians. You know, we got Republicans on our team too. You know, one of our sisters, she's a Republican. She's a lawyer. You know, we do business. I got a couple of brothers that's Republicans. So, you know, our whole thing is to bring civil rights on another level, because, you know, when you think about it, right, brothers will follow T.D. Jakes. They'll follow Minister Farrakhan, right? But, you know, it'll be to a certain point. But everybody love hip hop. Okay. We have an initiative with the White House. It's called, what's it called? The White House Initiative on Anti-Gun Violence.
The End Gun and Gang Violence through Hip Hop. That's under Vice President Kamala Harris's administration. We partner with them and the White House Committee on Gun Violence.
So where's that active at?
That's a nationwide.
Go to the White House.
Right.
Go to the White House page. It's gonna say gun. I can look it up and say it's gonna say, it don't say gun violence. It say GV, but whatever the abbreviation for gun violence, it's right there. You can see it. But if you go to my page, Real Pimp Ken _ and then hit that, you're gonna see a sister named Hernandez Castleberry. You hit her, and then you're gonna see the White House. You know, and they got our
so
artists.
Asha Castleberry Hernandez. She's the founder of celebrity organization called Celebrities Against Gun Violence.
Is this brand new?
No. It's
been around for a while.
No,
Ice-T's on the board. Big Daddy Kane, Fat Joe, Albie Shore, Christopher Williams. There's a bunch of them, and they're celebrities, hip hop, you know, celebrities that are advocating against gun violence. And so that organization was already working with the Kamala Harris administration. Then when they saw what we were doing, she reached out to us and said, listen, this goes right along with the initiative that we're working on. We'd like to bring Hip Hop Fraternity in on this too. Right. So that's how we're connected into the White House right now.
And we just did remember y'all, him and James and Ice-T, for the Hip Hop Fraternity, they just did a radio station, Power 108 or something in Las Vegas, and Ice-T did a commercial for the White House, you know, to stop the gun violence for the Hip Hop Fraternity.
But is there like people on the ground out here? Like,
he got
other events going on?
We're on the ground, and we're also connected with another organization here in Harlem called Street Corner Resources. That's headed by Dr. Aisha Sekou. She's like the Mother Teresa of gun violence. She's somebody I want to connect you with as well. Yeah. I'm also the board chair of that organization too.
Yes.
You're involved in a lot of things.
No, for real. You know, and we got, you know what, there's not enough being done, especially with the gun violence issue. You know what I'm saying? It's so easy to talk about this and that, but that issue is rooted in our communities and directly affecting our families. You know, especially the 75% of African American families that are one family households. You see what I'm saying? It's very easy for that to happen. So Street Corner Resources, man, has implemented some amazing, you know, programs for children, hiring almost more people than everybody except for the summer work program. You know, Sister Aisha Sekou is amazing, but we partner with them because we're passionate about this issue too, and a lot of work we're doing with the White House and Celebrities Against Gun Violence too.
I definitely would like to get more information on that and get involved.
Let me tell you something. Right now, whenever somebody gets shot in Harlem, Street Corner Resources dispatches a team to the hospital. Call them hospital responders.
Along with HHL?
Yeah.
Make sure
You ever heard of Man Up?
Man Up is a similar organization.
Right.
You know, I think we have a little more extended programs than ours, but yeah, it's the Cure Violence campaign out of the mayor's office on Cure Violence.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So that's a whole nother chapter, but like that's how it ties in with hip hop and gun violence. There's so much going on. There's a bunch of Guns Down Life up in the Bronx.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But right here in Harlem, Street Corner Resources is doing a lot of work, and you know, we got the track record to show it.
Mm-hmm.
And partnering with Hip Hop Fraternity is the hip hop component, and it's harmonious.
And we were so crazy about what he just said. So when the White House, you know, when they found out what we had going on, and they had a whole bunch of other things they was doing, Brother Mouth, and then they said, no, we had to make HHF, Hip Hop Fraternity, the spearhead of this movement. And like I said, we just sent the youngest, this is what I'm saying, the youngest artist in hip hop, 8-year-old kid named King Moore. He just did a song called ABC. It's at 2.5 million in 1 month on YouTube right now. He's with us. That's our artist. And we sent him there as a representative. He actually spoke to the White House. He gave a nice little speech. He said this. He said, King Moore said, kids represent 13% of the population, but we're 100% of the future. The whole White House went crazy. It's on the White House page right now. So that's what
Ken, I got to ask you, why is this important to you?
Well, my son, I got two sons. One named Lil Kenny. Both of them named Ken Ivy. So my first son, you ever watch All American? Well, number 14, that's my son. Ken Ivy, that's my son. A movie called Play the Flute. Yeah. The only black dude in there, that's my son. My son is he's been in all kind of movies. You know, you look at his IBD, whatever you call that thing.
IMDb.
I'm old school. So he tried to get me. I said, son, I can't remember that shit. But he's a prolific actor out there in Hollywood. But my other son, you know, he wanted to do music, so I sent him to Atlanta. And when he went to Atlanta, you know, he ended up, you know, getting caught with 50 pounds of weed and a bunch of shotguns, which I never promoted or marketed that to him, right? So, you know, I sent him down there to New York, what's it called, the New York Academy of Music down there in Atlanta. So I sent him there. He was doing good. He was getting like 3 points on average. And then he ended up diverting and going to another area. Right. And then he was like, I said, son, what's going on? He said, Pops, you know how it is, you know, with the woo, you know, they charge $200, $300 to perform down here. You know what I'm saying? So I said, I want to disrupt that. So I went down to Ugly Money Mike. He might not like this because he was getting paid. I probably was the one that charged. I was getting your ass. Hey, I'll let you know I can't get your ass too. Real mad. I probably charged him. I said, these niggas charging my baby. I said, I'm coming down there and fuck all this shit up. I said, everybody free. Yeah. So I fed everybody free. I spent hundreds of thousands. I fed everybody free. I let everybody perform free. I let them get in free. And to this day, it's been 4 years. I still let them do it. So that was the real passion behind it because I was like, man, this is some bullshit, right? My son, you know, but my son, you know, he do his own thing. That I ain't gonna say that was the specific reason, but in my mind, as a father, I'm like, man, like shit, man, I got to make it convenient so other people won't get caught up how my son got caught up. And then I just started, you know, using my skills that I learned from the Moore Science Temple as being, you know, the Grand Sheik. And I got a lot of leadership skills. So I started reaching out to this brother. Me and him was doing something with this guy named Eric Mills. It was a new car thing with the dude. He invented the car, the second car dealership. His name Eric Mills, right? Yeah, Eric Mills. So it was $1 billion deal. It was about to go. He's gonna give me 10% or whatever he made. You know, he was standing to make a couple $100 million. And so I'm down with him, and he was like, Ken, I just need you to, you know, to help me out. So I'm here in New York, coming back and from New York. We trying to get this money. Then COVID hit. You understand me? But, you know, we kept our relationship. I said, it's a very intelligent brother. I said, man, listen, man, when I get this thing together, I want you to come and help me out with the Hip Hop Fraternity. And I want you to be the face of the organization. I want you to be the leader, the CEO. I said, because, you know, I know that my name, Pimpin, gonna cause some trouble in certain circles, because, you know, I've been Pimpin for the last 30 years. And I know Wendy Williams, I was supposed to be on her show. She told me I can't be on her show, and I had to call the publishing company, Simon Schuster, and they said, no, he's going to be on the show.
Right.
And so Wendy Williams had to put me on the show, but she tried to say, I'm not going to have a pimp on my show. You know what I mean? So I was witnessing and experiencing these type of things. You know, there's a lot of other shows I went on. They was tripping. So I said, man, you going to have to be the one to go on CNN and go on Fox News. I said, I like you, brother. You're a real clean-cut dude. You know what I'm saying? I think it'd be a great opportunity for the organization. It'd be a great opportunity for you. He had another situation. And so when he came on, and he didn't take that situation, then I knew it was good. Then we started recruiting more intelligent people. And I had the hood, all the GDs, the vice lords, the gangsters, the Crips, they come faithfully to the organization every week. Because, you know, they knew me. You know, they knew I was a solid street dude. So they'd come and support it. You know what I'm saying? But I knew that wasn't going to get us there. We still need the brothers, you know, the politicians, the businessmen. We need them to come over there. So that's how it all kind of started with my son. And then once I got into it, you know, I'm kind of like a very analytical person, brother Mav, so I can figure shit out as I go. So I was like, man, this needs this needs that. I got to place this, I got to place that there. Then we start working with the biggest artist that we got with Arden, he from Queens. You know what I'm saying? He got this club called KOD.
Shouts out man.
Shout out to Ock, and we got it. And then I reached out to this brother. You know what I'm saying? Our first award show. I said, bro, listen. I said, bro, I need you to come to the meeting. Come to the awards. You know, we're going to look out for you, blah, blah, blah. He came, and I said, okay, at least he got a good heart. Then I started saying, man, I want
the first suit I bought in 10 years. Yeah, for this man right here. The first suit I wore.
Yeah, so I brought him in. Once I brought him in, I knew I had the hip hop community in Atlanta, because he was the biggest thing down there. You know, I went to his show, man, it was thousands of people. You know, I said, I gotta work with this young man, I gotta partner with him. So me and him started doing you know, Ugly Money and HHF awards together, you know, which made it way bigger. You know what I'm saying? We started having 1,000 people come out. So, you know what I'm saying? You know, but like I said, he probably was mad at me at first, because I fucked everybody shit. But I said, all you niggas, y'all mess with my son, niggas, all you niggas. I said, hey, man.
When Ken said when you said you charge him, what do you mean?
Well, in Atlanta, we have a lot of different platforms for artists.
Right.
And so, you know, I go for the underdog. I root for the underdog. The guy that don't got the connections, the guy that may not have, you know, 1 million followers, I'm gonna give him a platform. So, you know, we're responsible for about 6 or 7 artists catching, you know, getting offer deals. I took guys to Boosie, Moneybag Yo, Gunna. I mean, just, you know, that's what we're kind of known for.
Anybody that we know?
You familiar with the artist Fujiano?
Fujiano.
Baby mama ain't shit. She won't let me see my son. He got locked up. He was signed to Gucci. Yeah, Fujiano used to do my shows or whatever before he got, you know, popped off. And Sleazy World. Sleazy World Go was all, you know, a lot of different artists. A lot of different artists have come through the platform. So that was my kind of, you know, claim to fame in Atlanta, was taking the underdog and giving them a platform to go holler at the big dogs.
How much was you charging them, Michi?
Oh, you know what? We got to keep the lights on, you know what I mean?
Right.
And so, you know, just about half as much as Ken was getting on them damn DVDs outside my door. So that's how I met him, right? I'm going to tell you how I met Pimpin' Ken, bro.
Right.
I'm walking out. I'm at my summit. It's about 3,000 people there or whatever, right? I ain't say I charged all of them 300. Right. Yeah, it's about 3,000 people. I'm walking out my door. I see a dude, fly dude, you know what I'm saying, dressed up in the suit. I walk up here, walking out the door. He said, hey, man, hey, brother, you like to buy one of my DVDs? I look, and I said, how about you give me one and I won't charge you a vendor fee for being at my event? We've been friends ever since. We have been my dog ever since, man. So, yeah, man, Pimpin' Kid is still the hustler's hustler, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, when I finally realized it was him, I was like, oh man, shit! I used to rock with your and so man, we've been rocking ever since. And I think it's beautiful that two brothers, you know, in the same industry
can come together and work together. Because so often we have so many of us that have that crab in the bucket mentality. Man, Ken has been nothing but an advocate for everything I got going on. And anytime he called me, hey brother, I'm coming. You know what I'm saying? So we just we just the same like-minded individuals that want to just see other brothers, do well. You know what I mean? And so if we can do it, if we can, we can. If we can't, we can't. It is what it is.
And we can coexist, right?
For sure.
He got a different program than I have, right? But at the same time, my thing, and he's not the only one. I said the same thing with Arden. I reached out to all the leaders in the city. I said, look here, man. I said, our greatest chance of success is through our unity. I said, we tried everything but unity. You know what I'm saying? I said, these young people are looking at us for examples. If we don't show unity, if me and Ugly Money can't come together, me and Arden can't come, all the bosses can't come together, then the young people, the children's not gonna have nothing to look up to. So that's one of the things that I wanted to do is I wanted to link up with all the bosses, and I know for a fact, just being in the streets, and I've been successful. I got cousins on both sides. My cousins, they vice lords. I got cousins to GD. Right. And I've been able to bring them together. You know what I mean? These niggas is killers. You know what I'm saying? So I know I could bring a bunch of businessmen together. So now we even reaching out to all of the young influencers, the Jay Morrisons, the Aristotle, Young Goldie, TK Capone. I'm reaching out to all them and telling them, like, look, man, y'all brothers are influencers. I have a lot of people. I need y'all to come on and hook up and come up under one umbrella and let's try to unify as a people. You know what I mean? As brothers and sisters, because if we don't, we're going to keep going through the same cycle. Brother Carl Anderson said that in another 10 years, we'd be a permanent underclass. Why is that? Because we don't produce anything. We're consumers. So we need people like yourself and like James to teach, this what we call, James called the Emancipation Proclamation, the new Emancipation Proclamation. But that means it's still getting free from slavery, free your mind. You know what I'm saying? Free your mind. That's the new slavery. Free your mind from the psychological images and changes of slavery. A lot of brothers, they say, man, I don't work for the white man. You know why? The reason why you don't work for the white man is because the white man made you work for 250 years. So you look at work as a form of punishment. A lot of things that we say we ain't gonna do and the way we act is because of those chains that's on our brain. They didn't took the chains off our hand and put it on our brain. So we suffered from post-traumatic stress disorder of slavery. Right. So now what we need to do as brothers, we need to take those chains off our brain and we need to teach these brothers, hey man, listen, through economic development, hey man, through unity, hey man, through purchasing, understanding what a C corporation is, understanding what an S corporation is, understand what a subsidiary is, understanding how what 1123 mean, how you can take all your business and tax it up under 1123. All this little basic stuff that seems like it's math, it really ain't, it ain't geometry, it's simple. Until we start teaching this and showing brothers, how to fix credit. I got a credit repair business, right? So there's one brother, he came to me 2 years ago. He said, Ken, I want to fix my credit. I'm in the real estate. So I fixed his credit, got him right, hooked him up with Navy Federal. He went and got $150,000. He said, okay, Ken, I'm going to take this, I'm going to go ball. I said, no, bro, this is what you do. You take the money. Listen, you ready to go sell some shit? Talk about me, Ken. So I said, nephew, check this out. Take the $150,000. Mm-hmm. I said, you from Milwaukee, go buy a bunch of dilapidated cribs. Fix them up. Then once you fix them up, send your homies to me, and you sell them the crib. I'm gonna fix their credit. You know what I'm saying? So now, you done got 150. You done bought 6 homes. You done fixed them up. Now you got 6 prospects of people who can buy it, and I'm gonna fix their credit, and I'm gonna get them to the same level. Then they can buy the houses from you, and that's what he did. So he made money.
Now, a process like that, realistically, would take what amount of time?
Okay, well, if you bought a house like, y'all ain't got really no houses, right? Just say in Queens. If you bought a house in Queens, right, and the house was $15,000, you put 20 in it, right? That's $35,000. You can do 3 of them with $150,000 loan. The process while you building and going to Home Depot, send your people over to me, your cousin, your mommy, auntie. I'm gonna fix their credit. So by the time you get that where it's supposed to be, we're gonna send an appraiser over there because you did some. You put a little marble, a little stuff, and then some of the stuff you get to. Now the appraiser going to value. Now those people got the same credit you got, so they got up to $150,000. So you sell them that house for $100,000. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get their credit right.
Mm-hmm.
That 100,000 go in your pocket. 3 houses, that's 300,000. You know what I'm saying? You didn't double your money. Plus you didn't pay the loan off. Now you're coming back getting the 250. And we're gonna keep on repeating that process, but you gotta have patience. Now, one thing I always tell people.
When you say patience, again,
yeah.
How long would a process like that take?
Well, technically, you know what I'm saying? If you got some carpenters from the hood, you can do it like in about 6 to 7 months. From the whole process of getting your credit straight, you take about a year and a half. And then then once you get it together, then you know what I'm saying, you already know what you got to do. You know, as you buy and purchase the cribs and you getting the development, you can also get an H-1-2 loan. You can get a home improvement loan. You can go get some more money from the government to fix the houses up and save some more money. But you got to. The only thing I tell people when you're doing this is you got to make sure the people that you work with, they got to pay their bills on time. They got to keep their credit up under 30% ratio. You know what I'm saying? I mean, sometimes they do take. You know, they got to get what you call pledge loans. You know what I'm saying? They got to get self-lender. They got to go get a debit cards from the bank, and they get all these debit cards. They got to put if your bills are $6,000, if your bill's $3,000 a month, put $9,000. You spend $3,000. You pay your bill. You keep that money. Just look at it as a savings account, or you know, like a CD. You put it in the treasury, and then you know what I'm saying. You keep paying that, and then that's gonna build your credit up. Then you know you go to Home Depot. You know what I mean? You go to Rental Center. You buy a computer. And you just keep doing things that, because credit really is like algorithms. You know what I'm saying? It's just showing, you know, it said Hoffa paid his bill. Hoffa didn't pay his bill. Hoffa paid his bill. So you want more, Hoffa paid his bill. Hoffa paid his, and it's not prejudice. You know, now one of the credit bureaus, whether it's Experian, whether it's Equifax or TransUnion, now one of them is prejudice. They just look at your algorithm. They look at you paying your bills on time. And if you're paying your bills on time, they go to, when you go, you know, you go to Capital One, like I got a car 0 down. You know what I'm saying? The Capital One will send you approval. He's worth $85,000 because of you paying your bills on time. And, you know, you got a 700 to 800 score. Now you could go do this, and you can also get that money. But if it don't work if niggas go and do like my man said, go want to
go
flip
ball
it,
out.
or go buy some jewelry. You know,
Right.
you want to be able to take it and flip it, and it works. And as long as you paying your bills on time, then you get. A lot of people don't know this. You know what I'm saying? I know because I deal with a lot of celebrities, right? You know, after you spend $250,000 in the calendar year, you can actually get a black card from American Express. It's $1 million on that card. That means that if you're doing home improvement, all that money, you know what I'm saying, you buying with your credit cards, the $250,000, it's going to show up on that system. And then they'll know, then when you go to American Express, they're going to already know that you didn't spend $250,000 and you paid it. And then, a lot of people, they don't know that you can't really get no money. The only way you can get some money, from that, and I tell people all the time, unless you mucky us, like you want to liquidate, $100,000, you probably got to go to somebody that's willing to let you buy merchandise in exchange for dollars. Like, man, come to Home Depot, I'm gonna spend $20,000. Give me $20,000 cash. That's how you liquidate. That's how you do. Then you got to have a relationship with banks.
What's the name of your credit repair company?
Ken Ivy Credit Repair.
Ken and Ivy Credit Repair.
And my son is a luxury credit repair. So if I'm too busy, which right now I am, I'll send you over to my son. He had the same skills, and then we got a partner named James that we work with. I don't want to really talk too much on the camera because it's like a lot of people that try to, do this. And, but we got something that's a little bit more finesseful than they have. It's all legit.
Dope.
Right.
All right, get back to HHF.
Okay.
Mike, you've been with them for how long?
Couple
months? What's the biggest change you've seen so far?
Being able to be on platforms that I watch all the time, like this one, for real. Beehive, Ugly Money, like people that I watch, bro. I'm the underdog. Everything that I did came from me. Nobody helped me do nothing. Nobody put me on their platform. Nobody did that. So that's the change right now, being able to put my face to my music. That's what I told them when I met them. Like, bro, a lot of people know my music, but they don't know what I look like on my name. So we got to get out here and grind.
Well, how's that possible with 30 billion streams?
Bro, I mean, TikTok, and they TikToking the same song over and over and over. A lot of people ain't heard the whole song yet.
So they don't even get into the artists nowadays, like with this TikTok wave. Like I'm not even a TikToker. That's another thing. I don't make TikTok videos. So they took the song and it blew up. It got all these people doing it. That's not in my favor. That I don't be on TikTok doing all these videos.
But you got a video.
Who's the most
though,
famous person you saw doing those videos?
Man, everybody. Before TikTok, Beyonce did a video to our song. Wow. Well, she was on stage performing, and you know what I'm saying. She did something to it. She did a whole routine on stage at Made in America. So now fast forward to today, Regina Carter, the Mowry sisters, bro. Almost every celebrity done did it. Bobby All. Everybody, bro.
Yeah, I saw her dropping it. Yeah. She's literally just
people all over the country though. China, Africa, people sending me Singapore, Rome. They sending me people doing the challenge. It's people performing. I seen one thing with this. She was a white lady. She was performing a show, and it was like 200,000 people in the crowd, and they all was doing the challenge to the TikTok song. Wow. That's crazy. And you're like way in like Singapore somewhere, bro.
Like I'm right here. It's me. It's my shit. What? What is it? What is that? Okay, 30 billion streams. Now that you with HHF, you're more visible
for sure.
30 billion streams though, like for everybody in this room, like 30 billion or something. You have 30 billion of something. You dig what I'm saying?
Sure.
What does that equate to?
Like, I mean, good publishing money, like Ken be talking about. I get booked a lot of shows, bro. People buy merch from me. Like, I got a real cult fan base. So the people who do know who I am, they support me. They love me.
Right.
But like, it's a lot of people who don't know nothing about me. I can go to them and say, "You heard this song?" I say, "Yeah." You heard
Tell
this
them
song?
how we
Say,
met.
"Yeah."
Tell them how we met, Mike.
Man, okay, so I'm cool with somebody that was in the organization before me. He asked me, "Can he come to my show?" I had a show. He pulled up. He said, "I got Pimpin with me." I said, "Come on, bring everybody." And they pulled up. From their point of view, the parking lot was packed. They all walking up. I got 50 people with me. They like, "Who are with Mike Fresh?" I'm like, "Man, all these 50 people with me." I got everybody in the club.
Right.
The club packed. It's thousands of people outside. We over capacity.
Right.
Man, I performed. They know my music word for word. Ken was trying to figure out who I was. Like, man, who is this dude right here? My partner like, man, I've been trying to tell you about him for months.
Right.
Like, so, I mean, I like when he tells the story better, though. I ain't gonna lie. From his point of view. I'm the artist.
So about, you know, I think I'm the biggest player in the world, right? So I go to the door, and this nigga here, he's bigger than me, right? So I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, they like, who you with? I'm like, I'm with Mike Fresh. I said, that's the first time I'm with somebody. So we got in there, they acted wild, they knew me. So I'm there, and these women throwing their titties and bras at this man, pulling their panties out. And I'm like, man, who the fuck is this little nigga, right? And my nigga trying to tell me, you know. But, you know, like I said, I'm a street nigga, so I'm like, man, they got to show me something, man. I ain't trying to hear that bullshit, man.
He showed you.
Man, this nigga, man, who the fuck is Mike Fresh, man? I don't give a fuck about that nigga, man. But, you know, he in my ear, like, man, I don't want to hear that shit on me, man. Chill. You know what I'm saying? So he convinced me to come to the thing. I see it, so I see everybody dancing and this. So my man said, "Ching ching." I said, "Oh, this nigga wants some money." I said, "Say, man, listen." I said, man, listen, we need to talk, man. And Mike was like, I said, "So who you work with, man?" He said, "Man, this all me, homie." I said, "Man, no, bro." I said, "Man, listen, man, come to Atlanta, man. I got a situation for you, man. It's gonna be all right, man. Just trust me, man. If you fuck with me, man, I can put you in the right places, man." And you know, little homie, you know, he trusts me. And I said, this nigga might back out. So we went to the Beehive show, right? You know Beehive, right? So we get to the Beehive show, and we on the Beehive show. I said, "Nigga, you still want to sign?" He said, "That's a sign on this motherfucking camera right here, nigga." So you can't. I made the nigga sign on camera. I said, "Yeah, nigga, how you gonna get out of this one?" Nigga? You know what I'm saying? I know once I put my hands on you, I put this blessing. I know everybody gonna be trying to steal you away from me. So yeah, I said, "Yeah, well, I got this in court." Yeah, this nigga signed on the Beehive.
Did they help you out with the publishing and everything, or you see?
I mean, that was already for sure.
But that was
He's
already
helping me with everything that I needed help with, for sure.
And you're independent, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Right. So you're independent. You guys are assisting with the publishing,
Management.
Yeah. So we under management, right? So with him, I thought the best deal for him was to keep him, you know, like independent, but just give him some game. You know what I mean? Just show him the game.
Right.
Like, homie, this how this shit go, man. These are the dots that it takes to connect and, you know, how to accelerate the fame. You know what I'm saying? It ain't just about the music. Obviously, you can see that. You know, you got to be on the MATHHOFFA show. You got to be on Breakfast Club. You got to be on all these different shows, and then people start making the connection within themselves because the mind work like that. So that's really what I wanted to do. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, Mike so generously said, man, listen, I don't want to just have a business. I want to have a management deal with you. I want to be a business partner. So I'm going to bring you as a joint venture. He said, but we'll keep it at the 20% rate.
Was you nervous because he used to be a pimp?
Hey, listen. It's a reason my partner that introduced me to him, like everything all kind of lined up together. Like we the newer generation. You feel me?
Hey, I put it like
I'm
this.
cool with somebody that's up on
without saying the right shit. Hey, he hit the game more than me. I just leave it like that. Yeah. So he already know the game. So he got some bad.
He got $1 million worth of game for me. So like we kind of do stuff on the same level, the way we think, the way we handle business, the way we get at the paper. So like that's what kind of drew us to each other versus it'll draw a lot of people away from it.
Right.
With me, it was like, man, come on, look, we players, let's do it.
Oh, dope. We're gonna take a 5-minute break. Now, Kent, I gotta ask, because I'm sure you heard thousands and thousands of records about pimping and people doing all types of stuff. And like, what was your take on that? Was you looking at it like, look at these little niggas, man, they trying to be like me?
Yeah, well, you know, at first, you know, because I was getting paid, I thought it was funny. And then when 50 did a song, Have a Baby by Me, to be a millionaire, and Ludacris, you know, and T.I., then they got to saying different things. I don't know if you remember when 50 Cent did the Pimp Curly thing.
Yeah.
That was about me. He said, pimping kids, I ain't no pimp.
Right.
I got online, I said, nigga, hey, y'all ain't pimping, y'all niggas ain't no tricking if you gotta know that shit. So, you know, it kind of messed me up because I was thinking of it from a business standpoint. Not nothing personally against them. I'm like, man, this shit fucking my money up. But then, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, well, you know, the truth of the matter is, you know, they not pimps.
Right.
You know, they entertainers. They just entertaining. So a lot of times, you know, when I look at a young dude do a rap song, I say, oh, that's because they rap. Like, I was gonna tell you like how I first really got up on 50. So I'm riding and my little partner with me, you know, may rest in peace, Paper Chase. He said, man, listen to this. And it's that song Problem Child. It said, if you a pimp like Ken, why the hoes don't treat you?
Yeah.
You know, if you like Preacher, you know why? You know he was singing so that's how I got on that 50 was rapping about me way before he even became famous.
Right.
So another partner of mine, he pulled up and said, say man, 50 gonna be at the Embassy Suites or Peachtree. I said, yeah. He said, Dave gonna get him. Dave was our homie, man. He rested in peace too. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So he said, Dave gonna hook. So I hooked up and I seen 50, and the nigga was like, you know, like you see the ghost. Yeah. And man, we been cool. Man, we went up, we did a movie. We left from there. I went on tour with him. And the reason why I started, I ain't never told this about that. So Jay, right, your homie Jay-Z. So one of my partners told Jay, we said, Jay, we want to take a picture with you. So Jay was in the dressing room. This in Milwaukee. So my partner, a gangster, right? He like a real gangster. He said, man, tell that nigga, man, ain't no motherfucker gonna be out here. We ain't no motherfucking groupies. So Jay-Z thought I said it. Right. So I didn't know this until we was on tour with 50. So we had the Rock and Mike tour, and we in motherfucking Chicago. And I come out of 50 Cent dressing room. I said, Jay, what's up, Jay? We did remember I told you we did that party with Cash Money and Jay-Z back in the day. Right. So you know what I'm saying? I thought Jay looked at me like he was crazy. He said, say, man, I got a memory like an elephant. You understand me? And I was like, what the fuck is wrong with Jay-Z? You know what I'm saying? Right. That nigga was tripping on me, man. And I tried to tell his partner, you know, I seen Memphis Bleak in motherfucking Vegas. I said, man, tell Jay, man, I didn't say no shit like that. I don't know why he tripping. Right. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, I guess, you know what I'm saying? That was the reason why I stopped going on tour. I said, these niggas ain't finna ambush me. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the fuck they got going on, right? These niggas, New York niggas, you know what I'm saying? Hey, man. So 50 now started putting my picture on the jumper jack when he was performing, you know. And then, you know, I ain't never told 50 why I quit that tour, but that was the reason why I quit the tour. I said, Jay, might be on some slick shit. You understand? These niggas able to catch me with that Brooklyn shit. I said, fuck that shit. And I just quit. I quit the tour, man. And,
well, I gotta ask, because you move like that, do you have some sort of history with Brooklyn niggas?
No. I love Jay-Z. I love all my pimps, partners from Brooklyn. It was just that, cause you listen, like you said, go back to the beat, listen, nigga. And I know Jay-Z shot his brother, so I know he would have no problem with shit. I said, man, you should see that nigga. That nigga look like a mafia boy. He said, yeah, I got a memory like an elephant. And his security was standing right there. I said, oh, shit, man. This is like some shit. I left out the building right there. Not that I was scared of Jay-Z.
Right.
Just for the record. It was just like, I'm thinking New York shit. And then, y'all got so many niggas, that hang around. It was so many niggas on that tour. And here I am, saying, here this nigga is the biggest rapper in the world. And he just told me he got a memory like an elephant. What do that mean?
Right. You didn't tell him you didn't say it?
What does it mean?
You didn't tell him you didn't say that?
Well, I told Memphis Bleak, I told Benny Siegel, but this time Siegel wasn't really fucking with me and Siegel did a show together. I told him, I said, man, I ain't got no problem with Jay. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what the fuck is that. But the dude who was, it was a square. It was one of them little, them look like them handy niggas that be at the shows and shit.
Yeah.
Be like some kind of assistant. He probably said it and said that I said it that way. But no, man, I would never disrespect Jay-Z, man. Jay-Z is my favorite artist. I love Jay-Z, man. If Jay-Z listens, I didn't say it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? On some real shit though, man. So 50, next time me and 50 hook up, 50 called me and said, he said his partner said, man, I want you to do the PIMP video. Right? So I said, okay, I did. That's when we did the infamous PIMP video.
Right.
And that's
how did you feel about the way he was dressed?
Oh, with the thing?
Yeah.
I always liked 50, man, because, what I'm saying, he tries, he got a better understanding of street shit than other average niggas. If I was a rapper, I would have dressed the same way. I would have wore a hat and stayed with my G-Unit shoes and little T-shirt. I thought that was kind of cool.
Right.
Matter of fact, he gave me the shoes that he wore. He signed them to my kids that day.
Dope.
You know what I'm saying? So, I like 50, man. I'm going to tell you why I like 50. This ain't no 50 on 50 jock shit.
Let me just say this before something else get misconstrued. The only reason I'm asking is I saw how he dove into the Pimpin' Curly look. And I was like, damn, why you do that for the video? Why you had to?
But he called me though.
Mm-hmm.
This is how it really is. When I got on 50's ass, you know what I'm saying? I got on his ass. You know what I'm saying? 50 called me. He said, Ken, what's happening, man? I said, what's up, 50? He said, ain't no problem, is it? I said, no. He said, you want to have some fun with this? I said, yeah. And that's when I learned, who 50 was. That's why I said, man, motherfuckers don't know 50 is a marketing genius. Right. A lot of his shit is strategized. You know what I'm saying? Right. And motherfucker would never know that he had called me before he did that motherfucking skit and said, man, Pimpin' Ken say ain't no motherfucking pimp. What you thinking? I got a big coat out there, bitch. What you think? Ain't you the pimpin'? Right. And so I was laughing and shit, but I knew it was. And so my niggas, they thought it was some crazy shit. So my niggas was texting me and shit, said, man, 50 gonna get you and shit like that. And I'm texting 50 back. I'm like, yeah, nigga, I know you in Canada, nigga, you know what I'm saying? I'm just texting him like nigga, I'm up on it. It's 50 price. This nigga cornball, you know what I'm saying? This old nigga tripping, you know what I'm saying? But but my niggas was getting in my head. And they were trying to make me think that 50 was trying to set me up or had a beef with me. But I seen, man, 50 playing time. Who Kid? We was at my man, what's that dude name? Baby was at his party in Shreveport, was it Dallas? It was in Dallas. And man, Who Kid came and got me, took me back. And I had this big ass ring on. It's like a teardrop. Like, oh, Pimpin', so he played for, and then he let me come to what's that place he had? This is 50 with Jack Thriller
in the city.
Yeah. So he let me come on there and I signed
Jack Thriller.
Yeah, and I signed the book out to him. So it wasn't no beef or nothing like that. It was just I'm just man. I'm from a killer town. I don't trust no motherfucker. Man, it's like where I come from. It be a lot of bullshit. So you know what I'm saying? I move, a certain way. You know what I'm saying? It's like niggas ain't gonna catch me. I'm 60, man. I've been shot 5 times. So you know what I'm saying? I take this shit serious. You know what I'm saying? Right. All my niggas, you know what I'm saying? I'm not trying to brag on the killer. They all straight killers. You know what I'm saying? All my niggas I grew up with, they straight killers. So we think different than the average nigga. So when you beef to me is a real beef.
When you get into the entertainment industry, is it like, are you looking around like, nah, this ain't the same type of world?
No, because as an ex-pimp, right, we always looked at everybody as suckers anyway.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying, no, don't take this wrong. Now what I'm saying is, so you know what I'm saying, I always look like, man, this nigga ain't pimping, you know what I'm saying? So you understand me, I ain't finna give him no game. You know what I'm saying? I look at it like these niggas entertainers. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not finna give them no real game. I'm not finna show them how to break a bitch. You know what I'm saying? I'm not finna show them how to run up a bitch's bag. You know what I mean? I'm not finna teach them none of that shit. But I'm gonna play their game, which is entertainment. So yes, I'm gonna do some entertainment. You know what I'm saying? Me just like Mystical, right? You know what I'm saying? Me that nigga, and that's Mike Fresh cousin. So Mike Fresh, when I first met Mystical, he was popping his collar, right? Like a motherfucker. If I had this one bitch with me, you know, you might know her, Capri Style, she's a porn star.
Right.
That was my bitch. I turned that bitch out, right? So Mystical seen her. I sat in the room with Mystical, all the pimping went out the door.
Oh, Lord.
All the pimping went out the door. And 50 teased me about it. 50 always like, yeah, man, who kid a pay a bitch? Pimpin' Kid said, because, you know, who kid, you know, he liked the bitch too. I ain't gonna say nothing like that, but he liked the bitch. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? That's, you know, it's a whole bunch of niggas that rap. I mean, a lot of niggas, you know what I'm saying, you know, but my man Mystical, talk about him. So Mystical, you understand me, you know, he ended up fucking one of them bitches from my hometown, right? And the bitch robbed him for $100,000 for jury. So the pimp nigga that got the jury, I knew that he had got it. So Mystical called me and said, say, man, they took $100,000 for jury from me. He said, can you get it happen somebody from your city? So I made a few phone calls. I told nigga, I said, say, man, I need that jury, man. You know what I'm saying? I got all this jury back. You know, he come to the town. The nigga had a bag of money, about 60 bands. Guess what this nigga do? Left the 60 bands in my brother's car. So I had to call my brother. I said, this nigga be slipping like a butterfly. I said, this nigga here.
Watch yourself.
Watch yourself. So that's why, and then Mystical do all my parties free. That's why I told Mike Fresh, I said, man, I got to fuck with you, man. Your cousin Mystical is my partner. You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't have no problem with him buying pussy. I had no problem with them niggas buying pussy. You know what I'm saying? I had no problem with none of that shit. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, them niggas knew what I did, and I know what they did. It was understanding. If I had a bad bitch around, niggas was like, hey, man, what's up with that? You know what I mean? I said, you know what's up with that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that was how it was. You know what I mean? I was young. You got to remember, I'm way younger. I'm 60 now. I was in my 30s. You know what I'm saying? I was young.
During that time.
Just imagine, like, one of these little niggas out here. I was like them. Right. I ain't give a fuck if the nigga rap, sing, or act, nigga, you want to buy this bitch for sale. The bitch for sale, man. Bitch got a whole lot of pussy. I tell her to sell my parts. You know what I mean? So, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, that was understood. You know, niggas knew, you know what I'm saying? Short Dog, I've been on his hall, me didn't kick Pimpin'. You know, I used to, you know, I think Short Dog is a real nigga. I think Pimp C, you know what I'm saying, my best friend, you know what I'm saying, may he rest in peace. You know, we did 5 songs together. You know what I mean? I gave him a white bitch one time. You know what I'm saying? Because niggas said he wasn't pimping. I said, Pimp, you can have this bitch. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, Pimp, you know, we had a lot of great moments and times together. You know, a lot of people always ask me about the sex tapes. You know what I mean? Because, you know, Pimp showed me a sex tape. Pimp. And it was a famous R&B chick on it. And the chick, you know what I'm saying? We all know the broad, man, she's an R&B chick. You know what I'm saying? But it was a lot of R&B chicks. Mary J. Blige, you know, Beyonce, Jennifer Lopez. It was a lot of successful R&B chicks at the time. But I seen the tape, and it fucked my understanding up. Now, the nigga that was on there, he was one of the richest niggas in the rap game, but not today.
The biggest.
Not today. He's not rich today, but he was rich at the time, and it was him and a superstar. And a lot of people ask me, who is this person? I said, I can't say the person's name because Pimp C ain't here. That'd be like snitching, you know what I'm saying? I can't say, if he didn't say the name while he was here, then that's disrespectful. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of people ask me about that, and I always bring it up because I tell people, you know, that's how cold and how unified me and that brother was. That was my brother. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you know, he drove, you know, my compressor, I drove his Bentley. You know what I'm saying? He come to Milwaukee, you know, we riding around in my Phantom, he in my mansion and shit. It's all online, I ain't capping. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so, you know, we was real cool, you know what I'm saying? He was supposed to have my kids in his will, you know, but unfortunately he had an untimely demise. So, you know what I'm saying? That was my partner. But, you know, he was a real pimp nigga. Too Short was a real pimp nigga, you know.
Did you ever connect with Snoop?
Yeah. I was in a lot of Snoop videos.
Yeah, I do. The fans probably don't.
Yeah. Snoop, man, Snoop bought a whole. I had some DVDs I was selling in Vegas. Snoop just bought the whole 2 boxes. He was like, it was a movie called Pimpology. It's on my it's on my what's the YouTube? It's called. Just go to Pimpin' Podcast and type in Pimpology. It come up. It's free. So he bought the whole thing. You know, man, it's not no one in the industry. The only person I ain't really worked with was Eminem and Dr. Dre. You know what I'm saying? Everybody else in the industry I kind of worked with. I did songs with, I did videos with, music with. You know, like I said, Mystical, man, you know, we tell this story all the time. You know what I'm saying? You know, I ain't trying to put him on the bus, but he did get caught slipping with some bitches, and I had got his jury back. And that's why me and his nephew, Mike Fresh, are so cool. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, Mike tell me stories about when he was a kid, Mystical used to be over there and his auntie, and when he first got the song, he heard Beyonce on the Mystical was like, what? He's like, nigga, you famous for real. So he tried to do a song with Mike after he found out that Mike was famous. Right. So I just thought that I wanted to tell that story because Mike was here. Right.
Dope. Did hip hop save you from that world?
Oh, hell no.
Did hip hop save the world from you?
But you gotta remember, hey, MATHHOFFA, I went platinum on pussy before these niggas went platinum on the album. I was a millionaire before these niggas ever know what a millionaire was. Right. These niggas tried, I think I saved these niggas. Right. They started rapping because they wanted to be me. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know, they wanted to be many me's. And all them niggas, you know, man, everything we did, them niggas, man, was mimicking and you know, they was paying us to be in their videos. Rap niggas loved us in that era, you know, from 2000 to 2006, it was all, you know, I want to be a pimp type.
I think it's definitely because, you know, it's a bravado. It's a very masculine stance. Something that nowadays, you know, the people are at work trying to blur the lines as much as they can. How do you feel about, you know, masculinity and black representation today?
Well, I think the black man has been demasculated because you know, the black woman don't have respect for the black man like she should. And a lot of times, you know, even the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said that you want to marry a woman that's 7 years older 7 years younger than you, and you 7 years older than her, because a woman has to have something to look up to. You know, in my book, The Art of Human Chess, I say a woman's duty from the time of existence since our embryonic stages on this earth is to debase a man. You know, we got the Bible, the Genesis, the fall of man. That's what it's called. Because the woman that you gave me, Adam, where art thou? Adam was naked. The woman you gave me, you know, deceived me. You know what I'm saying? So this has been a challenge, but then also a woman, she challenged a man for a certain reason because she want an alpha male. Right. You know what I'm saying? She want a strong man. You know, I always tell people the reason why the lion is the king of the jungle is not because he's ferocious or he's crazy or he's tougher than, the elephant is 10 times bigger than him. Right. It's 10 times stronger than him. The giraffe is way taller than him. You know, so it's some of the bulls out there with the horns, they way more ferocious and more vicious than them. But the thing that make the lion so strong is his roar. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and his mentality. When a lion see an elephant, he see a meal. When he see a giraffe, he see a meal. Right. You know, so if you change your mentality, you can change your reality. And I think it's the mentality of a lot of young men who grew up in a parent household where it was primarily a single parent, primarily a female. Right. So a lot of these brothers have a lot of feminine tendencies, and these women trying to draw masculinity out of them, and they can't get it. Right. You know what I mean? Because, you know, you grew up, you know, without that male figure. That makes your father the head of the household is his Adam apple. When you say, sit your ass down, boy. Amen. You know what I'm saying? You sitting down because your father has that Adam apple. He has that thing that God gave him. See, God gave a woman the same thing he gave a skunk. Right. A white stripe and a belly full of funk. You know what I'm saying? What that means is women are emotionally more equipped than men. Women can emotionally break you down. I got guys your size and the strong, and I know you done knocked a few people out in your right? I got people that got hands like you. Right. I'd be like, man, let's go watch the Green Bay Packers, man. Let's go watch the New York Giants. Man, I can't go, my woman tripping. His woman 5'3". She did mentally debase this man and brought him down to his last compound. You know, so, but a woman want a man that can stand. You know, my bride, she been sitting there all day. She ain't gonna, if I tell her to come see, she gonna do what I tell her because I'm the man. You know what I'm saying? Right. I control my household. Ain't no woman gonna tell me what to do or say what she ain't gonna do in my household. That ain't happening. My kids ain't finna come up in there acting crazy. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we missing. You know You know what I'm saying? If that father is not in the household, ladies, newsflash, who's raising the killers? All these drills, all this killing, all this stuff going on, guess what? It's because they don't have a father in the household. But y'all want to say, I don't need no man. That's a goddamn lie. If you had a man in the house, that boy wouldn't be out there on 125th Street. He won't be on Lennox Avenue killing everybody. He wouldn't be in the Bronx and Brooklyn killing everybody. So that's the problem. The masculinity ain't in the household. The man ain't in the household. So therefore, the kids are killers. They're robbers. They're selling drugs because their mama can't control the kids. How can you control a son 6'8" and you take your little 5'2", 3'7" and you hit him and you beat him and you laughing at you like, mama, go on, quit playing, mama. But what's happening is, you know what I'm saying, these kids are not being disciplined. They don't have a father figure in the house, and the women is under this false perception that they don't need a man. Only ethnic group that I know to say that is primarily is black women. I don't need no man. But
hey,
black
Pimp, I want to piggyback off you. A lot of women raise the men that they hate. Think about it. These women say, oh, these men aren't strong. They're not leaders. But that's what you raised.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? 80% of the jails is where? Single mother households. You know what I'm saying? It's statistically proven. Statistically proven that a kid that's raised with two parents does better than a kid that's raised with one.
Right.
But a kid that's raised with a father statistically does better than a kid that's raised with his mother. So you're raising the same exact nigga that you hate. This weak, feminine, beta male that you don't want to fuck.
Right.
You raise one. Because how can you teach a boy to be a black man if you're not a black man? You could teach a boy how to be an adult, but you can't prepare him for what his life is going to go through, the things that he has to, and the things that we have to do as black men. You can't teach him where to put his hands on the steering wheel or how to act around police or how to goddamn move in a room full of vultures. You can't teach him that because you never had that situation happen. Right. And so unfortunately, you know what I mean, I think it's a part of somebody's plan. I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist, but it's somebody's plan of, they wanted the black man and the black woman to separate. Because the black man being a strong physical specimen that we are, that what is the way that you make him weak? You take his woman away. You take his woman away. I'm not looking behind me because she's supposed to be behind me. Who better to stab me in the back? I got everything in front of me. I know exactly what
you know what it is. It's the correctional CCA, Correctional Corporation of America. Sure. Okay, when you think about that, right? You know, you look at young African American men. It's 6% black men in this country. America is 5% of the world's population, but 25% of the world's incarceration. 51% of those men are African Americans. That means that of a population of 13% in the aggregate and 6% eligibility, we represent 12% of the world incarceration. Right. That means that all of the black men in America, that is not by accident, that is by design. Right. You know what I'm saying? And we have a diabolical enemy who have a vested interest in seeing the destruction of the black man. That's what Chancellor Woods is talking about. Dr. Kwanzaa Kujufu, you know what I'm saying? The conspiracy to destroy young boys. You know, in the Bible, they talk about Herod, King Herod, kill all the boys under 2. Why? Because the black man, and shout out to Sister Frances Cress Wilson, has something in between his legs that is so powerful that it can annihilate, listen what I'm saying, annihilate an entire population. And that's genetics. That's the black man's penis. You know what I'm saying? His penis is so powerful. Anytime you amalgamate or you copulate with a white woman, you immediately change the pigmentation because of the melanin that's in our body. We have 11 pigments in our body. The only thing that's bigger than us is the chimpanzee. He got 12. White people only got 5 pigments. So you know what I'm saying? It's that pigmentation, that melanin that's within our body that can actually wipe the people out. And that's what they're scared of. And demographers.
It's also what attracts them to us.
For sure.
Yeah, but demographers have predicted by the year 2080, 2050, that we'll overpopulate them. And, you know, this is democracy that, you know, we can vote in another black president, you know, just on sheer numbers. And I think that's white folks don't produce. They're not producing as readily and as quickly as we are. So that's the problem. The problem is, you know, do you want to give up this great land that you robbed, steal, and kill for? Because we got to remember, ladies and gentlemen, while y'all so proud of America, you got to remember this land was built on theft. on thievery, stealing black folks from Africa, bringing them to this country and forcing them to work for 250 years.
Right.
This is not the great Jesus and the great religious country that everybody make it up to be.
And also eradicating Native Americans.
Yeah, eradicating Native Americans. And you know, I was looking at their statistics, man, they did them really bad. Yeah. You know, and the reason why they hate Native Americans, a lot of people don't know, it's a brother by the name of John Horse. John Horse was like Denmark Vesey, Gabriel Parser, Nat Turner. They were what you call revolutionists and you know, revolt. They revolt against the establishment, anti-disestablishment and tyrannism. But in the process of that, it was one brother by the name of John Horse. You never hear about him in the history books. He killed more white people than any black man alive and got away with it. But how he was doing it was, y'all heard of Jacksonville, Florida? Yeah. Well, Jackson was the general at the time, and he was sent, the president at the time sent him down there to figure out what's going on in Florida. You know what I'm saying? And that's why, you know, Jacksonville is at the top. You know what I'm saying? They named Jacksonville after Jackson. But if you go deep down into Miami and all those other, you know, parts at the time, that was called swampland. So swampland, what you got? Alligators, right? So John Horse and I believe the Indian dude, which was from the Seminole Indians, I think named Toronto or somebody like that, he was helping them go from slavery to freedom. A lot of people thought the Underground Railroad was going to Canada. No, it was going into Seminole. That's why the Seminole Indians, you go to the casino down there, High Rock, you see they were black people. You know what I'm saying? They were amalgamated. They was, you know, they was helping us. And John Horse and the Indian dude was killing. They never caught him. He killed a whole lot of white people. You know what I'm saying? But they'd tell you how they was able to get through that swamp. They'd take chicken with them. They'd throw that chicken, and the alligators would go get the chicken. Then they'd just go past. And the soldiers or the Europeans at that time, they didn't know how to go. They didn't know how to navigate that land. Eventually, they found out the secrets. But you know, a lot of free black folks was going down there with the Indians. That's the reason why they eradicated the Indians, because they knew that the Indians, you know, they was telling the black man, hey, y'all was here before them. Y'all was here before them. Look at the Aztecs Indians. Look at the noses. Y'all was here before them. And those are the truths that no one want to tell about what really happened and what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? And nobody want to talk about social engineer. No one want to talk about massacre. Nobody want to talk about the crime bill 1984 and 1994. Because it was a very pivotal time. It was something really important happening at that time that we don't talk about. What really actually was happening at the time they was making these crime bills, they was also doing what they call sentence enhancement laws. They also came out with a law called the trigger lock law, which if you're an ex-felon, you get caught with a pistol, you automatically go to jail. And now this is gonna really blow your people's mind that in 1978, it was 240,000 people incarcerated. How many people is incarcerated today? 2.5 million. How do you, those numbers are astronomical. How do you go from a system that was only incarcerating a minimum amount of people to now incarcerating all these people and half of them of African descent? See, these are the things that we're not talking about. This, you don't hear the lawyers talk about this no more. You don't hear about, you know, that's why they don't want Malcolm X and Huey Newton and Elvis Cleaver's type people around no more, because they don't talk about the real facts. These are real facts, bro. You understand me? You hear what I said? 200-something thousand, speed up to 50 years later, what? It's 2.5 million. And guess what? Every prison, practically with the several ones that they keep, you know, that's still government ran, are practically on the New York Stock Exchange. So a lot of people make all the condiments in the prison, the toothpaste and all that stuff. That shit bring in buku money. And you know where they really killing brothers at in penitentiary? Is them phone calls. Don't collect phones, bro. That shit costs a bank. They make billions of dollars off of prisoners making calls in the phone. They call their mama, send me some money, send me some money. Right. You know your family gonna send you some money. But see, this is the stuff they don't want to talk about. And then, you know, you say, how much it costs to keep a prisoner in jail? It's $100,000. How much it costs to give a young man a job at McDonald's or in the factory at Amazon? $60,000, $70,000. You saving $40,000, $50,000 just to keep this man free.
But they still building jails right now.
And they build them where? Primarily where they still celebrate Confederate flags in rural America. You know, where it's just a bunch of, you know, community Europeans and so on and so forth. And no Europeans, no white people, you know what I'm saying, they already racist. So they love being slave masters. And I'm gonna tell you, y'all need to go watch this movie by Ava DuVernay. It's called 13, if you ain't seen it already. In that movie, it says that slavery was abolished except for one duly commits a crime. What that mean? If me and you went out there and we killed the nigga right now, right there, off on 3rd, so it's the 2nd Street.
Yeah.
We
Second
killed
Ave.
Second Ave. We killed a nigga on 2nd Ave right now, and we go to penitentiary. The minute we go to penitentiary, we are labeled as slaves because it says slavery is abolished, the 13th Amendment, except for one duly commits a crime. This is how deep the shit is. You know what I'm saying? Then you say pimping and hoeing and selling drugs. Well, in life, ladies and gentlemen, newsflash. If I'm out here and I'm on 2nd Avenue and I'm hustling, right, or I don't have a job and I ain't got welfare, it's only one other level. It's 3 levels. Either you got adequate employment, you got an adequate business, then it's welfare, which, you know, we can't be in the house if a woman on welfare. Then the 3rd level is crime. So people think black people are criminals. No, we're not criminals. That's just the process. If I don't have a job, I don't have welfare, I'm immediately going to sell drugs or whatever I do, scam or whatever. So these are the real issues that they're not bringing to the forefront. And then, you know, like I said, all of our brothers, you know, from foreign lands, you know, they come here and they set up shop. You know what I'm saying? We've been here hustling and selling rocks on the block for years, and now want to set up shop. Now want to say, you know, I mean, you're an exception. You know, you got the barbershop, but there's a lot of brothers out there that made a whole lot of money and end up being balling for 2 years and doing 30 of the feds. Yeah. So, you know what I'm saying? I mean, all this stuff got to be rechanneled, and that's what we do at the Hip Hop Fraternity. That's why I appointed this brother as CEO, because he's young, you know what I'm saying? I mean, he's vibrant, he's political, he can do things that I can't do within the community. You know, just the brothers in the streets, you know I got his back. All the hustlers, gangsters, killers that fuck with me, they know that I fuck with him. And then once they start seeing him being prosperous and successful, and they see me endorsing him, then they gonna say, man, we can fuck with that brother. And then you know what's gonna happen. Somebody gonna be inspired. Man, James is a nice dresser. James is a great man. He's a very educated man. And that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to switch that mentality over to, you know, our educated brothers, our brothers that's out there doing well, you know. And that's what I feel that, you know, that's what God gave me. Because I know every time somebody, you know, come to me, they say, Kid, I want to be a pimp. That's what they say, man, I want to be a pimp. I want to have hoes like you. I want to have business and Rolls Royces and jewelry like you. And I said, okay, man, you got to get shot 5 times, you got to do 10 years in the penitentiary. I said, man, you know, a whole bunch of shit to be me, man. You know what I'm saying? Right. So, you know, they like, man, I'm cool, man. You know what I'm saying? But, you know,
what's the when you got shot 5 times, was that all in one setting?
Now I got, well, some niggas, you know what I'm saying, you know, probably the niggas, you know what I'm saying, that I trained back in the day, you know what I'm saying, me, you know, from my block, you know, they try to make a move on me. And I'm just a crazy nigga, you know what I'm saying? I had all my jewelry on, so they was like, I said, nigga, you motherfuckers ain't pimp for it, fuck you. I should have never said that. Got shot 3 times, twice in the stomach, 1 in the leg, jumped in my Lexus and took off, and they shot the car another 100 times. Fortunately, I lived. Got out of the hospital the next day, went to an Isaac Brother concert, and that was around the time that Mystical came. He came a few days after that, and I'm on the mic cussing motherfuckers out like, fuck y'all bitch ass niggas, you know it. So and then the second time I got shot,
wait, let me get this straight. You cussed out, you went to a concert.
On the mic at the Mystical. When Mystical came, he came to get the jury. So I was crazy because I'm trying to smoke niggas out like somebody gonna talk, you know what I mean? So I want some smoke, right? You know what I'm saying? The second time, you know, we from the place called East Side. Right. I'm not a gangster, you know what I'm saying? My family gangsters, the GDs, they GDs. I'm not, but they into all that shit, right? So you know what I'm saying? But you know, if I'm around, if a nigga come on, if I'm sitting on the block and some niggas pull up, you know what I'm saying? They start shooting, I'm gonna shoot back. Right. So it was a big old shootout, man, and man, unfortunately, I got hit twice in my arm because the nigga shot, and I just felt some shit burning, and then you know I just started shooting back. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so those the 5 times I got shot, 2 different incidents. The one time was really just some niggas, you know, because it's like if you live in Milwaukee, you understand what I'm saying. It's like coming down. You come on that block, you got to be known. Somebody got to know you, and if a nigga come on there and they on some bullshit, they come to shoot. Right. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I was just in a crossfire. Right. So, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't necessarily meant for me, but, you know, it was just a shootout that happened. I was way young, man. I was in my 20s. You know what I mean? I don't even think on that level no more. I don't even want to buy. I tell my partners all the time. I said, man, she ain't gonna throw rice in the Chinese wedding right now.
Amen.
I don't want no smoke,
Amen.
and you don't want no smoke neither. You understand what I'm saying? So yeah, that's how I end up. But I'm not no killer, none of that shit, man. I ain't with none of that shit. I'm more so of a player, you know what I'm saying? But I fuck with killers. I fuck with all the gangsters, you know what I'm saying? My partners on that weird shit, but you know, I've been trying to get them niggas into my side, the player side, for years.
What made you stop?
Stop pimping?
Yeah.
Well, man, you know, this is crazy, man. I'm doing. HBO came up to me, and they wanted to do the movie Pimps Up, Hoes Down. Well, while they was doing it, you know, I'm like 16 deep. I got 16 bitches. I'm making a whole lot of money. So I said, I want to shoot my movie too. So I'm shooting my movie as they're shooting their movie, right? So I caught the movie Pimpology, the one that I said this on my podcast, Pimpin podcast. I'm shooting that movie. It's actually the same identical footage as Pimps Up, Hoes Down. I just had bread, you know what I'm saying? A lot of money. So I was like, I was always a player type nigga. I'm like, man, these motherfuckers live for the pimp on me. Fuck HBO. You know what I mean? This is my mind is thinking like that. These white motherfuckers trying to play me, right? So I'm thinking crazy as a motherfucker. Like, man, let me just do my own shit. And niggas taxing me too. I don't know. Man, niggas charge me fucking $2,000 for 1 hour editing. I'm getting beat, man. But I don't know what's happening. So that movie came out, and then it's another movie called Really, Really Pimpin' and Salt. Them niggas got indicted in Atlanta. Guess what movie they had in the motherfucking court with their movie? My movie.
They was in the movie?
No, they was in their own movie, but they said this is another movie that's influencing young kids. Hey, man, I got out the game, man, as fast as you can say game. I was out the motherfucking game, and I went and got a distribution. I don't know, me and Arden, we had the same, it's called a dude named Gerard from Script Masters. Right. So he gave us I don't know if you remember back in the day, you used to have Pimpology, it was my movie, it'd be, we had like 100 commercials running on BET a day. But them niggas was paying for that shit. We made we made millions of dollars together with them brothers and shit. And then now that money changed me. Now I'm getting real money. I'm getting legit money. I'm like, man, fuck this. The niggas like, man, man, fuck the bitch, man. I ain't trying to holler at the hoe. Now I'm on a picture of this bitch, man. So I'm like, man, I said, this is my hoe. You know, I said on the side, this is my hoe. She don't argue with me. She don't fight. Can't no nigga pimp on her. Can't MATHHOFFA can't he can't knock the bitch from me. This is my bitch. You know what I mean? Right. And that's just how I started thinking. Then I started getting into other businesses. And you know, pimping was a school for boys at that time. You know what I mean? It's like I surpassed it. You know, I'm driving slick. You know, I'm buying daycares. I got Rolls Royces. I got mansions. You know what I'm saying? I'm making millions of dollars legitimate. It was no reason to go back to a pimp lifestyle. Right. You know what I'm saying? I mean, and today I'm still doing well. You know what I mean? I done made millions off of legitimate money. I done did business with HBO, Simon & Schuster. You know, I help brothers get liquor deals, help brothers get cologne deals, help brothers, you know, call James and Master P over there. Me and Steve-O got some deals with Rap Snap. You know, so I'm more on the corporate side now. You know what I mean? And you know, I like this a little bit better because it's more of a challenge for me. You know, being legit. You know, because if you fuck up, you don't eat. You know what I mean? It's like, you know, you got to make the best. Like, you know, like I told you, you know, James will tell you, we have 9 businesses up on our umbrella. We have HHF Records, HHF Management, HHF TV, Films. We have 5 movies coming out with Boosie, Ice-T, Rick Ross, myself. We have HHF Magazine. People go right there. It's a real magazine, just as at par with Source Magazine, XXL, if not better. You know, we got our own social media, hhfmedia.com. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I believe, you know, that I'm best at, you know. Right. In the game, you know what I'm saying? You know, a woman, when you pimping, it kind of make you lazy. You know what I'm saying? If you getting the money from the bitch and she breaking herself and dropping out the cock, like, you know, and, you know, socking to your pocket like a rocket, you like, God damn, you know what I'm saying? And you getting lazy, you getting off the dresser, you ain't really putting in no work, you know what I mean? Right. I said, man, fuck that shit, you know what I mean? And I'm telling you, man, it'll make you lazy. If I got 6 bitches, I ain't doing nothing, man. I'm gonna rest that and get ready for that. I'm gonna sit at home, pick my toes, tell them hoes to send that money up under the shopping store, slide on the door and spend that money at the shopping store. That's my mentality if I'm pimping. Right. But when I'm in the legitimate, I got to call him. I got to call Ugly Money. Got to call Mike Fresh. I'm always working. I'm always trying to figure out what's the next move. You know what I'm saying? We got to make New York. We got to go to MATHHOFFA show. We got to go to Breakfast Club. You know what I mean? It's a different lifestyle. But when you pimping, it's just straight relaxing and maxing on the bitch.
But there's a dark side to it, of course, right?
Well, pimping was good to me because you understand. I understand the psychology. See, when I was a pimp, I didn't pimp like other niggas. I dressed really nice. You know what I'm saying? So like, man, Hoffa, if you say, I'm gonna sell a bitch a drink, yeah, we're gonna get minks and diamonds and we're gonna have Rolls Royces and all that. When I pulled up, I was the drink. I had the Rolls Royce, the Rolex. I bought Jacob watch before any nigga ever know. I spent $100 with Jacob back in the 90s. Yeah, he'll tell you, presidential, all buzzed down. I did that. I used to be at the Diamond District as a kid. So I already, was doing all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So it's just, man, I don't know, man. I guess, in my opinion.
All right, let's say there's somebody out there that's watching this that idolizes that lifestyle. What would you say is the most taxing side of it?
Get out the game right now, young man. I'm going to tell you why. It's a thing called human trafficking. Human trafficking is real. I'm going to tell you what human trafficking is. If you take a bitch to the strip club and you taking her money, that's human trafficking. If you mess with an underage woman, that's human trafficking. If you get a woman from another pimp and he turned her out and you just so happen to get chosen by her with your mouth closed, that's human trafficking. If you do anything with a female, you understand me, that got something to do with some money, that's human trafficking, and it's the hardest case in the world to beat, and they ain't got no love for a pimp in the jail. They treat pimps worse than they treat murderers. So you understand me? If you think that it's something cool to do, I denounce pimps up, hold down. I denounce American pimp because I think it sent a lot of young men to jail. And the reason why I denounce it is, can you benefit from it? No, I didn't benefit from that shit. You know what I'm saying? That shit fucked my hustle up. You know what I'm saying? It's something that, that destroyed the mentality of the black man. It made a lot of young African Americans think that they get out here and they can live off the earnings of a bitch. You know what I'm saying? Hey man, that may be true, but if you're a real pimp and you know what you're doing, hey man, shout out to you pimping, you know what I'm saying? But y'all know the game, man. You know what I'm saying? When we was coming up, we call it felony money for misdemeanor crimes. Now it's misdemeanor money for a felony crime. You get more time for selling pussy than you do for selling drugs. So you either way, you push a P, you push a P, whatever P you pushing, you know what I mean? Hey, you're going to jail. Right. You know what I mean? Right. So that's what I got to say to young people, man. Get out the game. Niggas say, well, Ken, nigga, I've been out the game for years. Do I look like I'm starving, nigga? You know what I'm saying? I think I'm riding slick, dressing slick. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, nigga, I just spent 40 on a brand new bust down. Man, get out the game, use your brain. Because you understand, well, a lot of you motherfuckers, man, y'all getting the money, man, but y'all fixed up garbage cans. You understand me? Y'all stop signs. Y'all monkeys with no pockets. Y'all can't even hold a bag. You understand me? So how y'all gonna teach the bitch something? You want to raise a bitch skirt, but you can't even raise a motherfucking bank account. You can't raise a motherfucking thoughts. So until you know how to do that, man, I advise them to get out the game. And I say this as a nigga who was #1 in the game, won Pimp of the Year, International Pimp of the Year, won all the trophies you can win. You know what I'm saying? Me. And they say, yeah, it's easy for you to say, oh, gee, you got to know. I'm saying it because it ain't the game that we came in.
Right.
Man, when I was coming, man, you could cuss your woman out right there in the middle of the police. The police said, y'all go home. Now you understand me? If the police see that woman, she looking like she nervous, they're going to pull her to the side. Is this man forcing you into prostitution? Right. All she got to do is say, yeah, you face your life. Man, that ain't no game.
But not only that, but there's a lot of sickos out there, man. There's a whole lot of sickos. I thought about getting.
What is sickles?
The sickos. Okay. So I used to hold down my man. He had a couple joints, and I would take him to their destination and make sure everything out. One of the customers, some sick fuck.
Oh, you're talking about maniac.
Took out in the room.
Yeah, see, that's another thing. So, a lot of these niggas, they say, okay, Ken, we're going to get these bitches drops. They're giving bitches drops. They're putting the Visine in the Trick's drink. The Trick is dying now. Now, you understand me, what used to be a game of sport, now you're facing murder.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Me, the bra, you know what I'm saying? We don't got no game. They said, Ken, why your hoes hardly ever got beat up or fucked up? I told my bitches put a razor up under their wig, right? Trick get you in a compromised cut his eyes. Don't cut his neck. Cut his eyes and he gonna bleed. He gonna blind. He gonna be blind by the blood. I said, always date a trick in a hotel where, you know, it was 2 rooms on both sides. If the chick get acting crazy, say, sister, he's trying to rape me. You know, making the trick. You know, you gotta have game. You gotta give. These niggas ain't got no game. They just sending these bitches out here with no instructions. You know, hey man, a bitch with no instructions is headed for self-destruction. You know what I'm saying? The bigger the instructions, the bigger the production. So that's the difference between me and the average nigga. I gave bitches game. You know what I'm saying? Like I talk about in my book, how my bitches used to make, you know, $2,000-$3,000 a night. They said, man, impossible. But everybody that know me, all the pimps that know me around the country, as a kid, used to get 20. Some nights I got 30,000 because I knew how to run a trick up. You know what I'm saying? I knew how to teach my girls how to get real money without having sex. See, my bitches didn't sell pussy. They sold pussyality. It's a difference. It's a difference. It's a difference.
Right.
I'm serious, bro.
I know what you're talking about. I know what you're talking about.
You know, when a woman got game and it's coming from
Turn the lights out.
see, men are actors and women are reactors.
Right.
When a nigga got some real game, his bitch is reflection of him. You know what I'm saying? She going in there with a different program. You know what I'm saying? Like, if my bitch going to strip club, you see a bitch of mine in the strip club back in the day, you know what I'm saying? I guarantee you, as soon as she go in there, she going to tip the DJ. Hey, call that rookie bitch. I ain't dancing. I'm here on a mission. You know what I'm saying? And if she see us sitting with a trick that look like Tiger Woods and some motherfucker guy, he got some money, she going to pay the DJ, hey, call her up. She going to like, it ain't my call. He gave the DJ $50. She moving the bitch. She playing chess in the strip club. She taking the trick, taking him down to the VIP room, knocking him for $4,000-$5,000. And what we used to do is, it's the statute that ran out. All she did was rent. You know what they say, gratuity tips? My girls used to write $800 right there. They said $800 gratuity. So when they write $800, the trick already drunk because she done played this game called Drink Me Under the Table, and she got him drinking vodka. So then this trick is drunk and he can't think, so she's writing $800. And the club know that if he signed that motherfucking paper, that the $800 is legit. What they do? They sign it. What did she order? Some wings. Wings cost what? $20. He just signed $820 motherfucking credit card, and the
for
bitch,
some wings.
the bitch get for some wings. The bitch getting all the money, and niggas thought that they thought I was selling bitches pussy. No, nigga, I was selling pussyality. No, I'm serious.
No, I get it.
Bro, these niggas didn't know. They ain't got no fucking game, man. These niggas is lame. When I say a motherfucker lame, that's what I'm talking about.
Right.
Nigga, you got your bitches out there humping and pumping and sucking and fucking all these tricks, nigga, when you can just go ahead and get a bitch some real game and show how to finesse. And then if that don't work, the bitch leaving out the club with him, he gonna pay her tip out and she's going to Walmart. What's she gonna get at Walmart? Everything electrical. You understand me? Hey, TVs, phones, all that shit. I'm selling that shit. Right. They say, you all full of that shit. Them hoes you break. I'm gonna sell that shit. I tell you, if a nigga don't buy it off the street, I'm selling it to the pawn shop. Cause hey man, $100. Whether they give me $100 for a TV, they cost $500, or whether the bitch get $100 from a chick, $100 to me. You understand me? But I didn't want them hoes to get away. We call that in the pimping the real game, running the trick up. And that's what we used to do. We used to run the tricks up. And niggas wonder how I'm driving Rolls Royces, how I'm wearing $1,000 gators every day, because y'all niggas is simping. You know what I'm saying? Y'all chasing little money. You know what I'm saying? Nigga, y'all the little P. I'm the capital P in the alphabet, nigga. That's me. You know what I'm saying? Y'all the little P. You know what I'm saying? Me, nigga, that's the difference. Right. And then, you know, niggas like, woo, woo. And then once they find out what I did, they were like, damn, OG, you was a bad motherfucker. They wonder why I had all the bad bitches. Because, man, listen, if you could get with a bad bitch, I always tell niggas, me and Ugly Money talk about this on Trigger Alert all the time. They say, what is the key to getting a bad bitch? You got to get her mind. Mm-hmm. Once you get in her mind, she's no longer a bad bitch. She's a robot. Hey. You know what I mean? And if you can't get here, you can't do nothing with this here. Right. And that's what I always did. I got in the bitch mind, and if I can control her mind, I control her body. And that's why niggas see me with some of the prettiest hoes in the world. They be like, damn. But you know what I'm saying? Now you get the bitch, you got to be able to give her some game. So I'm telling bitch, you too pretty to be laying down, giving your body away. Let me give you some game that you're going to show you how you can really get some money. Then when I get to showing them all the tricks and trades of the game, and they making $10,000 and $15,000 a week, and they ain't sold 1 inch of pussy, they crazy about me. I got bitches, they still call me and be thanking me. You know, from years ago, like, nigga, you gave me a lot of game. Right. So that's what game really is. Game ain't just getting a bitch and making her sell her pussy. That ain't game. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, a bitch will pay a monkey with no pockets. A bitch will pay a fixed up garbage can if he call himself a pimp. Right. But real pimping is a mind game. You know what I'm saying? And until niggas understand that, you know what I'm saying? I mean, niggas gonna stay in that motherfucking special, driving that yellow bus. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they gonna stay in that special seat. You know what I'm saying? I mean, they ain't gonna never get that special P. That's what you wanted from me, huh? Hey, I'm trying to keep that shit. Hey, that's why he the CEO, man. I get trouble every time. They can't do nothing. He the CEO, man.
HHF, y'all. Make sure y'all go. Make sure go to the website, check it out, figure out what these guys are doing, and figure out how they can help you and how you can play a part in what they're doing. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. Meech.
Love and respect, brother.
Salute. We out.
It's Hoffa, trapper turn smack rapper. Only smack rapper that you know is smack rapper.